guess, I mean, the thing is, there's crazy people in New York City. There's crazy. And there's crazy people all over. There's crazy people here, okay? But usually, you're in a car, and they're not. Think about it. Usually, it's just like, oh, they just roll the window up, no more crazy. You know, if you're next to a crazy person here, I mean, that's your fault. You married them or whatever, like that's just, you can't. In New York, you have no choice. They're on the subway, you ride the subway, you're next to the subway is a mental institution. It is. I mean, it takes people places, but that is its secondary purpose. It is. I was on the subway one day, and this lady just walked on the subway. She started singing, "All I want for Christmas is a fish sandwich. All I want for Christmas is a fish sandwich. All I want for Christmas is a fish sandwich." I was like, come on, lady, we're in public here. Guess what song has been stuck in my head for the last 2 years? I can't get rid of it. That woman should not be homeless. She's a hit maker, okay? She may be one of the greatest lyricists of our time. I've heard 11 Taylor Swift songs. I don't know the words. I know all the words to Fish Sandwich. And guess what? Nobody's wondering what to get her for Christmas. You know that one woman that rides a train, I want to get her a gift, but I just a dude. She wants a fish sandwich. You got to listen to the lyrics. You're getting caught up in the beat, man. 6 of you are going to wake up tomorrow morning. You're going to be in the shower. Be like, I hate Greg Warren. I hate him. They sell fruit on the side of the street in New York. They have these fruit wagons. I don't know, fruit carts. Fruit wagon doesn't sound right. That doesn't. Fruit wagon sounds like something the mean kid would say in an 80s movie. Like, what are you looking at, fruit wagon? Fruit carts, all right? They have these fruit carts, and the thing is, they leave them out at night. They don't put the fruit away. They leave the carts out at night on the street, and there's a guy that sits there all night long, and he watches the fruit. That's his job. He's a fruit watchman. I wonder how you get that. I bet you it's either an on the way up thing or an on the way down thing. It's like, hey kid, you can't just walk in off the street and become a night watchman at a bank. You got no experience. Why don't you go sit fruit for a couple years and we'll take a look at you? Or it's if you two idiots screw this up one more time, you're gonna be staring at an apple on 2nd Avenue for the rest of your lives. Now you get out of my office. You don't need a car in New York. You don't need a car, which is, it's fine. You don't even really miss your car until you have to walk somewhere to purchase an item that you used to bring home in your car. I had to get an ironing board. I didn't even think about it. I walked like 15 blocks to this hardware store. I was about to get the ironing board. I'm like, oh no. I'm gonna have to walk home looking like a surfer who got some bad directions. And I'm 49. Like, at my age, what do I care what people think of me? I guess I still do. Because in my head, I was thinking, soon as I walk outside, somebody's going to be like, nice ironing board, fruit wagon. Why don't you go out with your little ironing board there? Nobody said anything. Nobody even looked at me. That's the beauty of New York City. If you think you're doing something weird, don't worry about it. There's somebody doing something way, way weirder right next to you. It was arrogant to me to think that I was going to get noticed with just an ironing board. There's professional freaks in that town. There's probably a guy that walks around with an ironing board and an iron, and he actually irons stuff with no electricity. Right? Like, oh, that's ironing board, Reggie. Give him $1. That's what he does. Get them wrinkles out, dog. Get them wrinkles out. The devil done put the wrinkles in. Reggie, go. Take them out. You get you a fish sandwich for Christmas. I heat it up with my iron.
I used to live in New York City. Anybody ever been? That's how I feel about it. I don't want to be too harsh, but I'm very pro climate change because of my experience in New York City. I'm very pro sea level rising. $2,000 a month studio apartment with a view of a brick wall that smelled like rotten eggnog. Yeah. I'm a little bitter about New York City. And I had to get a job walking dogs, all right, because, like, you know, it's so expensive. And not labs or German short hairs, like $2,500 Pomeranians that have allergies, stuff like that. I'll get to that in a second, but... One time in New York City, if you guys have been, there's a lot of, how should I put it? I don't want to be insensitive, like psychopaths. And one day, my car broke down in front of Central Park in the evening, and a New York City crazy man came up and just said, "Well, what can I do to help?" I was like, "It's no big deal, I just have to jump it." And then he said, "Well, if you're gonna jump it, you're gonna need a bike and a ramp." I was like, "No, I don't think you understand. I don't need that at all." And he said, "Well, there's no way you're gonna jump it with your legs, you chubby, red-faced pig." It's like, all right, fine, go get the bike and the ramp. Here's a true story. Something I saw in New York City, one of the parks. I saw a New York City man, another crazy person, pick up off the ground some dog poo. What was disturbing about it is he did it just like it belonged to him. They go, "Oh, all right, here we go, yeah." Then he's just standing there holding it, no biggie, and I'm watching him. And then he threw it at a squirrel. And wouldn't you know it, Provo, he got it. And then he just started laughing hysterically. And I'm watching him like, you know, I guess sometimes it really is just about enjoying the small things. You guys have been amazing. It's almost time for me to get out of here. It's so fun. Tell you one last joke about New York before I leave. I got a job walking dogs, like I said, and one day I left the set list to my comedy act on the counter of a woman who I walked dogs for. And she had no idea I was a comedian. Now, a set list is what comics prepare before a show. We write down our jokes, you know. But she didn't know I was a comic, so she probably just thought it was like a to-do list or something. So the next day I go in there to get paid, and there's a note attached to my set list that just says, "Andy, I think this is yours." This is the set list I left on that lady's counter. Wink at man on toilet. Get neighbor to try heroin. Buy army uniform at surplus store to save money at Golden Corral. Cut out roommate's kidney. And at the bottom it says, "This is all good stuff." do this stuff tonight. So I just took my set list and left a note that said, hey, don't worry, I already did that stuff and it was hilarious.
But I took my wife with me to get out of the city, to get away from the city. You know what I mean? Like to get, like I live in New York City, all right? And I say New York City, I live in Manhattan, but I live way uptown in Manhattan. I live in a section called Washington Heights, okay? Which is very Dominican, okay? And I don't know if you guys can tell with the lights, I'm not. At all. And they pick up on it almost immediately. I do a magic trick to get out of trouble in my neighborhood. What I mean is there's not a lot of white people in my neighborhood. So sometimes on the street, I'm the white guy. And sometimes that's a problem, okay? So I do this magic trick to get out of trouble. And the trick is I'm a white guy, but I can get whiter. And it's awesome. Like, I'll do it for you. Like, how is he gonna get whiter? Watch. If you saw me on the street right now, you'd be like, there's a white guy. Watch. Regular white guy. Watch this. Whiter. I know. This is how it works, okay? The magic is it can change emotions, all right? Let's say we're in traffic. We're on Broadway. In Broadway, where I live, 2 lanes. But there's always somebody who wants to make a 3rd lane and get in front of me. No, you're not, okay? Because you're just gonna stop, and I have to go around you, but they're not gonna let me in. No! All right? When you don't let somebody in, that causes road rage. People get furious, all right? If you're furious and you look over, you know, see it's me going... then that fury becomes frustration. Magic. It keeps you from getting shot, okay? That's the point. Right? Nobody shoots this guy.
Yeah, I love doing this job. I've been doing comedy everywhere. I started on the East Coast. I used to live in New York for a little while. That's a dangerous place. Anybody ever live in New York City? Clap it. Yeah, a couple people. Did you live in one of the 5 boroughs? Yeah, which one? The Bronx. Give it up for that guy. He's got a knife on him now. He's got a knife. Yeah. No, if you live in one of the 5 boroughs in New York City, here's a good survival tip that I learned when I lived there, and it's easy to remember. All you do, ready, is avoid, okay, other people, all right? And in Times Square, you're trying to avoid flyer pamphlet people. They are just trying to put a flyer in your hand. Here's what you do. There's a technique for this. It's called the full-up technique. You carry something in both hands. Ta-da! Now you're full up, okay? Now you can't accept their flyers or their pamphlets because you're already full up. I would always carry my cell phone, okay, and a handgun, and I would be like, I am full up right now, okay? Why don't you give that to this guy maybe, or one of those 2 people, because I can't take. Oh, now I'm getting a call. Hello? Mm-hmm. I am on a phone call right now. I already told you. Hold on a second, I have to kill somebody.
You ever find yourself in the wrong store? I mean, just too expensive, but you don't even realize it, you know? I was in New York City, and I was just looking at these shirts in this place, and I just see the price tag. I go, the shirt, they're $900. The shirts, a little bit nicer than this. No, but $900. I go, the shirts are $900? The guy goes, yeah. I go, I got to get out of here. He says, well, we have some less expensive shirts over there on that wall. I said, no, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure if these are $900, they're not $40 over there on that wall. I'm in the wrong place, not the wrong part of this place.
I knew it. It doesn't bother me, but I come from a place where women are just beautiful to the inhabitants. That beautiful Spanish island called Bronx, New York. Yeah, I love it. I love being from the Bronx. And I love poppies. Any Latinos in here? No? No? Well, that's all white. I mean, all right. But I do. I I mean, I'm a poor girl from the Bronx, and we didn't have much. I drove raggedy cars. Anytime I've ever been stuck on the highway with my hood in the air, I know black men saw my hood up. They kept right on going. But not Poppy. Poppy will always stop and ask a stupid question. I'm in the breakdown lane with my hood in the air. Here comes Poppy. Mommy, what happened? Ain't no study? I'm sorry, that is an absolutely ridiculous question. Who leaves their house to go sit on the highway with the hood in the air? But I can't even laugh. He rebuilt my transmission right there on the breakdown lane. It was incredible. He had no toolbox. He had 2 tools, a screwdriver and a magic marker. That's all I saw. When it was finished, I was saying thank you, and I hit my horn. You gave me a new horn? When did you have the time? And they always make you feel so attractive. Sometimes you feel down on yourself. You don't feel, your best. All you have to do is just go to the Bronx. They're all standing around, and you walk by, and then you hear, ay, bonita. I know what to do. And New York, where I'm from, is, a hodgepodge of everyone. And not only Spanish men, but West Indian men like me. Jamaican men. Isn't that crazy? Jamaican men think I'm cute. I was standing next to this guy. We're talking for like 10 minutes. I don't know him. Now he wants to be romantic. And he goes, you know why me really love you? I've known you 10 minutes. I did look nice that day, so I'm like, why? True story, I couldn't make this up if I tried. He goes, girl, me love you so much because how you're just so fat. And black like me mother. You say I'm fat and black? Like your mother. All right, well, I'll sleep with you this time, but next time... Next time you need to come up with a better line than that. Fat and black. This is why I'm single, by the way. It's just...
This is my first time here in Provo, and I have to say, you people could not have been any more friendly and polite. And as a New Yorker, it's really freaking me out. You have no idea how terrifying it is to see a stranger approach you when you're a New Yorker who is smiling. We don't know what to do. It's like seeing a raccoon during the daytime. You think, who should I call to prevent this from happening? I don't know. I apologize. I've just been pepper spraying everyone out of habit just to set some boundaries. So it is nice to see you guys. I do come to you from New York. Now, I just want to check. Round of applause. Who's been to New York City? I thought you looked familiar. New York, it's an amazing place. I'll tell you, sometimes I'm on that subway platform, I start thinking, maybe I should pee too. It doesn't smell like anyone else is holding it in here. I see things I can't even comprehend anymore. I was waiting for my train the other day. I'm standing on the subway platform. I'm looking at the tracks. I'm watching the rats run around, which is, it's fun. It's like being on safari. You'll even pick favorites. Oh, look at Brownie. He's got a chicken wing. Good for you, Brownie. And don't feel bad for New York City rats. They're doing fine. I've never seen a thin rat. Oh, they're fat, they're moving slow, they're like little sweet potatoes dragging around in front of you. But I saw this rat run by and he was missing half his tail. Ah, I don't need that. I don't need a rat with a backstory. Where I have to think, ooh, I wonder what he's been through. But I'd never seen that before, so I turned to the guy next to me and I said, did you see that rat? He's missing half his tail. And the guy said, was it the last half? Yeah, of course it was the last half. You can't have rat, no tail, then tail again. It doesn't make any sense. No one's ever missing the middle part. Once it's gone, it's gone. You don't see a guy with no arm and a hand hanging out on the side. Like, hey.
I went to New York recently and I tried to hail a taxi and I caught a pigeon. Like, let me know when you're ready, man. I still don't think he's ready, man. I don't want to hurt nobody. I didn't even know I had the pigeon till I was in the cab. Oh. It didn't make it. Oh, no. Tell me about the rabbits.
One Christmas, we went to New York City to watch them skate in that Rockefeller Center. That was interesting. You should do it. It's really fun. New York City's kind of a tough place. Don't get lost. If you get lost in New York City, just buy an apartment and live on that street for the rest of your life. Not me. I go up to the guy. I go, hey, you tell me how to find Rockefeller Center? That guy goes, hey, yo, sure thing, no problem. Go down this street right here, it ain't 3 lights, make a left. 2 blocks, make a right. Right there on the corner, you see a store. Go in there and buy a map. Thank you, officer.
I'm a region from New York City. I get this all the time. You don't sound like a real black New Yorker. Think all black New Yorkers sound like this here. Say, what up with that? What you, man? What's going on? Yo, what's up? What's up? I got family that talks like that. As soon as I open the door in New York, it's, Cat! Yeah, boy, yo, here, come in. Yo, give us a kiss. Step here, give us a kiss. I'm like, yeah, settle down, Grandma. I just,